Welcome back to Brain Space. Relationships can be tricky, right? One moment you feel super connected, and the next, your partner may need some space. Let me ask you, have you ever struggled with giving your partner space without feeling anxious or distant? Don't worry, you're not alone. Today we're diving into an important and often misunderstood topic: how to give someone space in a relationship without losing connection. It might sound like a balancing act, but it can strengthen your relationship and create more trust and closeness when done right. By the end of this video, you'll have practical tips to apply today. Let's get started. Number 1, understand the importance of space. The first thing you need to realize is that needing space is natural. Everyone, even in the most loving relationships, requires time to themselves. It doesn't mean they don't care about you. It simply means they need time to recharge and reflect. Think about it. You too probably enjoy having some me time to relax, focus on hobbies, or just think without distractions. Giving space is healthy and can actually lead to a stronger, more fulfilling relationship. It's essential to understand this before anything else, so that you're coming from a place of trust and not fear. Number 2, don't take it personally. When your partner asks for space, it's easy to feel rejected or assume that something is wrong. But here's the truth: it's rarely about you. They may be overwhelmed, stressed, or simply need a breather. Avoid making assumptions and don't take it personally. Instead of thinking, why don't they want to spend time with me? Switch your mindset to, what can I do to support their need for space? This shifted thinking can save you a lot of unnecessary anxiety. Number 3, communicate openly. Here's a big one: communication. A lot of people struggle with giving or receiving space because they don't communicate clearly about it. If your partner hasn't explicitly asked for space, but is pulling away, gently bring it up. You can say something like, "Hey, I've noticed you seem to need some time to yourself lately. Is there anything I can do to support you?" This opens the door for them to share what's going on without feeling pressured. At the same time, it shows that you're aware of their needs and want to respect them. Number 4, set boundaries together. Giving space doesn't mean abandoning your relationship or not communicating at all. It's about finding a balance that works for both of you. This is where setting boundaries comes in. Ask your partner how much space they need, and together, figure out what that looks like. For example, you might agree to spend time apart during certain times of the week, or you could take separate weekends to recharge. Setting clear boundaries makes sure that both partners are on the same page, which can reduce misunderstandings and insecurities. Number 5, focus on yourself. Now, while you're giving your partner space, it's crucial to focus on yourself. Don't spend all your time worrying about what they're doing or when they'll come back to you. Use this time to work on your own personal growth. Take up hobbies, hang out with friends, focus on self-care, or even explore new interests you've been putting off. The more secure and fulfilled you feel on your own, the less likely you'll feel anxious about your partner's need for space. Number 6, avoid excessive checking in. One of the hardest things to do when giving someone space is resisting the urge to constantly check in. When you feel uncertain or insecure, it's natural to want reassurance. But excessive texting, calling, or trying to plan things together can backfire. It might make your partner feel pressured or suffocated, which defeats the purpose of giving space in the first place. Instead, set expectations around communication. Maybe you agree to check in once a day, or maybe you'll talk every few days. Whatever works for both of you. Respect those boundaries and avoid smothering them with messages. Number 7, trust the process. Trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. When your partner asks for space, it's an opportunity to demonstrate trust. Believe that their need for distance doesn't mean something is wrong, and have faith in your bond. If you're constantly worried about them pulling away or leaving. That can create unnecessary tension. Remember, trust takes time, but by giving them space and showing you're secure in the relationship, you're actually building a deeper level of trust. Number 8. Be prepared for different outcomes. Here's a tough one. Sometimes, the request for space may be a sign of something deeper going on. It's important to be prepared for all possibilities. While most of the time, giving space can lead to a stronger relationship, there are instances where it could reveal cracks that need to be addressed. If the space brings up concerns or problems that weren't clear before, be ready to have open and honest conversations. In some cases, it may even mean reevaluating the relationship. Number 9. Don't use space as a punishment. A quick word of caution: don't use space as a punishment or manipulation tactic. It's easy to think, well, if they need space, I'll give them space and then some. But that's a passive-aggressive way to deal with the situation. Space should be given with care and respect, not as a form of emotional retaliation. Number 10. Reconnect after the space. Once your partner has had the time they need, it's important to reconnect. This could be a date night, a long conversation, or even just spending time together doing something you both enjoy. The goal here is to rebuild intimacy and show that the space was beneficial, not harmful. Make sure to check in with each other about how the space felt, and if anything needs to be adjusted for the future. This will help both of you feel more confident and secure moving forward. Giving space in a relationship doesn't have to be a stressful or anxiety-inducing experience. In fact, when done with trust, communication, and respect, it can be one of the best things for your relationship's health and longevity. Remember, space isn't about creating distance. It's about giving each other room to grow as individuals, which ultimately strengthens your bond. Drop a comment below if you have any questions or stories about how giving space has worked in your relationship. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more tips on relationships and personal growth.